Good morning, my friends. Bright and early on what is a chilly Sunday morning, and this is officially the start of Vlogmas. So this is the first official episode of Vlogmas, and even though today is Sunday, November 19th, the fact that I'm so busy working and just, I have no choice but to film some of my Vlogmas episodes in advance and to have them edited in advance. So I thought that I would start it out pretty simple with a little day in my life. Today is a day that is going to have a nice balance between horses and regular life, because even though it's a Sunday, I am working away at my side hustle. So it's currently 7:23 in the morning. I have to be at the barn for about, I normally aim for about 8:30. I normally do chores on Saturdays, but I actually went away Friday night into Saturday morning in Montreal. So I switched chore days for the weekend and I'm going out today. I've been up already since about 6 at my full-time job and then something that I'm doing on the side. I have a deadline for the side hustle on Monday night, so I'm doing some work on that now. So although this is perhaps not the most festive first day of Vlogmas, it is definitely more reflective of what my everyday is like as someone who doesn't have their horses at home, who works hard to be able to board her horse. That also means that I have to drive out 30 to 35 minutes whenever I want to go see him, who also does chores on the weekend. It's a little more reflective of your kind of average adult amateur, and I hope that you enjoy. So, no weekend chore day at the farm is complete without a visit to Tim Hortons for breakfast.
Hi there, can I please have an everything bagel? Thank you.
Yeah, so my breakfasts on weekend mornings are not the most healthy, but they fill me up for the day, and I definitely burn off the calories by the time I leave the barn between chores and working 2 horses. Now, if you're not Canadian, you're gonna have no idea what I'm talking about, but Tim Hortons is notorious for only putting condiments, cream cheese, on half the bagel, and they don't even give you a knife. You have to like annihilate your bagel to get shit on both sides. Joy. So we've officially reached the time of year when my barn attire goes from trying to look cute and like using my base layers and matching my pony to I don't give a crap as long as it keeps me warm. The minis are out and have been fed. Next step is to try to get the feeding done before the ground gets too mushy. Not for any specific reason, just because I don't want to get my feet super muddy, because right now the paddocks are in that state where it hasn't snowed yet, so they're quite muddy, and because it's still warm-ish during the day, they get muddy during the day and then cold at night, and it sucks. So the feeding is kind of divided into like the 2 sides of the property. I tend to start with the side that Merlin's on because there's 3 fields, and there's 2 fields on the other side too, but way less horses. So I start with the side that has the most horses because they take longer to eat. And as you can tell, I don't know how windy this is and if my wind muffler is working at all, but it's cold and windy today. So yay winter, happy Vlogmas.
So this closer I could fall down this rabbit hole of thoughts and things I don't need to know. I've been down there before, so let me know, 'cause I've been living it all now. I wonder when we won't be apart. My head we kiss and you won't have to leave again.
So I'm just checking to make sure that there's no ice. Last night it wasn't super cold. It did go below freezing, but it was only like -2, -3. So by this time of the day, they should be all thawed out, but you never know. Our hoses are now pretty much frozen, which means that we have to lug water buckets. I'm going to put probably 5 or 6 water pails in Merlin's groups water trough, because they are definitely the biggest herd and they drink a lot of water. I'm really lucky in that they leave water pails out. They fill them on Friday and leave them out for the weekend, which is great. Saves me a lot of time and energy. Oh, okay. Lovely. That's annoying.
Oh, I've been longing for it. Of all the little things we'll do, we're finally close enough to touch. We'll know what we've been waiting for.
So that is feed, hay, and water done for the larger half of the horses. So I'm now going to rinse their feed buckets so that the leftover feed doesn't get dry and like crusted on, and then repeat the same process with Eve's side of the property. Really lucky that there's only one group that I actually have to hay by hand. Everyone else is on 24/7 like not round bales, but large square bales with slow feed hay nets. I never have to deal with that, which is fabulous. Hello, darling. Shall we get you fed and then cleaned and a blankie put on? Huh? Look up. Come here, monkey. Here. Goodness me. Well, Evie, nothing says the start of Vlogmas like snow. If this doesn't explain Canada in November, I don't know what does. Gray sky, like dark gray sky, snow, sun. The mucking is now done while Eve's group ate their food. I'm going to go let them out and then finish up the stalls. You might be wondering why I muck using a muck bucket when I have a wheelbarrow right in the alleyway. Part of it is because I find it easier to maneuver because our wheelbarrows are very big, but also I find I waste less shavings when I'm trying to fit everything into a muck bucket to dump into a wheelbarrow. So I'm really lucky in that there's only 3 stalls to do, and it's the mini stall, so they take next to no time. You can muck them in about 25 minutes, and then the rest doing water and hay and adding shavings and stuff takes maybe another 20. So overall 45 minutes of mucking. And then we pick up all of the feed pans and go and rinse them. These are minis, so buckets can go on the ground. Mr. Merlin is the first pony up today, mostly because I want to be able to leave him in while I work Eve for his feet to dry so I can treat his thrush. He is coming back into work after about 8 or 9 days off, not for any specific reason, mostly just because I've been really busy the last week. I want to do another maybe month of work. We're November 20th, yeah, about another month of work before he goes on his winter break. And we're going to do a little lunge. So I don't often lunge him, but if you followed this channel for a while, you know that around this time of year, winter Merlin emerges when the horses start being able to not move around as much because of the quality of the ground, whether it's the mud or when it freezes, they don't tend to move as much. Then he'll stay inside while I ride Eve. Eve's going to do a basic ride, and then I have an exercise in mind that I want to do with a half-raised cavaletti over the center line to start helping with lead changes, but also hinting at jumping on an angle and things like that. So I'm really excited. Vacation is over, dude. Yes, sir. Time to come back to big boy land. Are you going to start going now that I grab the lunge line in the whip? Hi. So he's had a little walk around, so I don't feel the need to do a full like 10-minute walk warm up on the lunge. We are going to walk him over this cavaletti. Let's see if he, yeah, of course you remember. He probably hasn't been lunged in like 6 months. Up. Good. I'm not gonna lunge him for super long. I just want him to get up, up. Go on, up. Good boy. Were you scared or something? So we had the physio out the other day, and she said that the last time she did him was in March, just as he was coming back into work after his last winter break. And she said that both his stifles and his top line have strengthened considerably since then. There was some tightness in his shoulders from the saddle fit. Good. All right, ready? Trotting. Oh my goodness. I probably could have gotten on you today. Trot, 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 trot. Yeah, I know. It looks a little bit different. I lunge with a schooling whip rather than a full lunge whip, just because I have weak little arms. And as you can see, he's a fan of the long and low on his own. So I don't really need like side reins or anything. He pretty naturally goes in a nice head carriage. Do I need to get you cantering to actually get you to move? Ready? Hop up. Canter. Merlin. Hop up. Yeah, I definitely could have ridden you today, couldn't I? Oh my God. Honestly, go on. Oh my goodness, yes, I know. Good boy. Don't be silly. Good boy, dude. Good boy. So I'm just got him on a shorter rein because he's a little unsure. So I'm walking a big circle. Good. Better. And this is good too because we're going to be doing a little bit of jumping for some Vlogmas stuff. Can you pay attention, please? All right, do you want to do a canter one? Good boy. Ready? Canter. Oh, you monkey. You monkey. There, good boy. Walk on. Merlin, stop. Don't be silly. Are you gonna walk? I'm trying to give you a break. Oh my God. If you're gonna trot over the pole. You monkey. Very nice, dude. All right, well, I guess we've got energy, so really. All right, well, I'd like to see you lift all 4 legs equally, but I'm not sure if that's gonna happen. Good boy. Very nice. Hop. Boy. Hop. Good boy. Hop, hop. Trotting is fine. Oh, okay, that was graceful. Hop. Oh, lovely boy. Hop. Good. Something I try to make sure that I do is once he's done, to make him keep walking on the lunge for 2 to 3 minutes, just so that he doesn't learn to turn in. So many horses I've worked with in the past have turned in the minute that you say whoa, and I'm not a fan. Okay, so this guy's now going to stay in with some hay so that his tootsies can dry, and I'm gonna go grab your sister. Yes, we're gonna do some pole work. But yeah, he was just a very, very, very good boy. You dusty, crusty girl. Oh my goodness. Good thing we're putting a blankie back on. My goodness, Eve, you talk about yucky weather. It's like sleet. I don't even know if you can see that. The aim of the game for today is I've set up a half race cavaletti in the middle of the arena. We're gonna do our walk trot warm up, and then we're gonna do some canter exercises over the pole, as long as she's not too hyper. For the first time in a couple of months, there's no hay. You're fine. There's no hay in here. Because she's like, oh my God, it looks different, even though it looks the way it used to. So I thought that I would do a little bit of a voiceover of this exercise just to kind of explain why I chose to do it and what I think the benefits were and how she improved throughout the session. So it is a half-raised cavaletti placed over the center line between B and E. And I was using it to do a canter pull on a circle, but then I was also going over it across the diagonal to introduce the idea of jumping on an angle, but also changing leads. And as you can see, the first time she did it, she didn't quite understand what I was asking. And we nearly ran into the wall, which made her a bit excited. So we kind of took a step back and we did some canter transitions and just worked on cantering it regularly in a circle to the right, which is her better way at the canter in terms of evenness and contact, but it's the lead that she has a hard time picking up. And as you can see, the next time we went over it going the other way, she picked up on it really easily. But going from left to right, she was finding difficult. So that to me is evidence that we need to work on some strengthening there. So more technical exercises like this can be a really good indicator of, you know, weak spots in your training, but also areas where they could use some strengthening and conditioning work under saddle. So yeah, I really liked this exercise for Eve. She's at a point now in her retraining where she can start doing some more technical things like this. I wouldn't do this with Merlin because he's just not coordinated enough, but the difference I think between the beginning of the session versus the end, like here, she just does it so beautifully. Brush those sweat marks away. Oh my goodness, someone's going for a rip. Merlin is outside. Put a 100-gram blanket on him, and I'm going to put her blankets back on her. Get her out, put the feed pans away, and then chores are done. Were you a good girl? She was very good for the exercise that we did. And it is, what time is it? 2:46, so later than I normally finish chores, but I also started later. I'm normally out here, I try to be out here for 8, and I didn't get here till 8:45 because I was doing some work this morning before coming out. Oh, you don't want kiss. Okay, whoa. It was funny, it started like really having snow showers when I was warming her up at the trot, and she got quite spunky, but I felt more like spring and uphill movement in her trot than I think I've ever felt. So she's definitely getting stronger, which feels great. Better take advantage of this last little bit of grass before it snows, my lady. Something tells me the white stuff's gonna be on the ground soon. So that was a wonderful morning and afternoon spent with the ponies. So I am absolutely thrilled with how both ponies were today. Both have had a light week. Eve would have had last weekend off, so she had like 4 days off, and then I rode her on Wednesday, and then my coach's working student rode her on Friday. She had yesterday off and ridden today, so she only got worked 3 times versus normally she'd be worked like 5 times. And it's chilly, so I was expecting her to be more spunky because this time last year she was very spunky, but she's holding herself together so well, so I'm absolutely thrilled with her. She took to that exercise very well. First time we did it, as you'll see, we almost ran into the wall because she was a little confused, and then she got it and was awesome. And Merlin was, I could have ridden him today. He was so lazy, but with him you never know. And if I hadn't lunged him, like if I didn't lunge him, he would have been an absolute nut for me to get on under saddle. So better safe than sorry. And he did some really nice core strengthening work. So yeah, he's been off since I left to go to New Brunswick on Remembrance Day, which is November 11th. And I rode him that Friday. So I rode him on November 10th, and today is the 19th. So he's had not quite 10 days, I guess like 7 or 8 days. And most of the time, like 90% of the time, he would be fine for me to just get on after he had had that amount of time off. But in the last couple of rides before I went home to visit my family, he was just a little bit of a monkey. Like, I don't even know how to describe it, but he was just like snorty and like jiggy jogging a lot, which he normally doesn't do, which is a good sign because it means that he's feeling better and the saddle fit is good and whatever. But anyways, I just figured I'd play it safe today, especially as, like, if today was warm and sunny and no wind, I would have just gotten on him, but it was on and off, kind of weirdly chilly and lots of wind. So I said, you know what, we'll just do a little lunge. I let him loose and he didn't do anything. And I was like, you know what, we'll just lunge him over the half-raised cavaletti, walk, trot, canter. I think it was a really good exercise for him because when he first started, for whatever reason, I don't know if it's because of the color of it, but he just couldn't read it properly. And he was very lazy. Took my time and had a more chillaxed kind of day. And I really enjoyed myself. I haven't been out to the barn that much in the last 8 to 10 days. Even though I did go out within that time, it was nice to have a little bit of time away because I was starting to have a lack of motivation to do stuff with the horses, which always happens to me in November. But taking a little bit of a step back before starting to do stuff, like starting to film stuff for Vlogmas and whatever, I think was a smart choice. And I'm feeling rested and rejuvenated and also very happy because I have a deadline for my little side hustle tomorrow. So tonight I'm going to probably be up quite late working. But after that, things lighten up for a couple of weeks. So I'm going to have more time to spend with the ponies and film lots of exciting things. So if all goes well, next weekend on Sunday, Miss Natalie is going to come out and help me film 2 videos for Vlogmas. I'm going to do one with Eve, one with Merlin, both jumping centered. I'm going to have to make a trip to the dollar store for one of them to buy some Christmas themed things. It is many hours later, many hours later. It's 10 p.m. and I got home from the barn around 4. I did some work, took a shower, had some dinner, did some video editing, and now I am doing a little bit of work on a Christmas gift. And I thought that this would be a great place to end this video. I hope you enjoyed day 1 of Vlogmas. I must admit that I'm not quite yet in the Christmas spirit because as of right now, Christmas is still a month away, over a month away. It's November 19th. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to hit subscribe, comment down below, and hit the like button. I'm going to be posting one video every other day for the next 12 days. One video every other day for the next 24 days from today, December 2nd, even though it's November 19th as I'm filming this, from December 2nd until December 24th. If my scheduling is right, the last video will go up Christmas Eve. I hope you're excited for the videos to come. The fact that I've actually filmed the first one says a lot about my motivation to do this because I've been planning and plotting for a couple of months now, but I wasn't sure if I was actually gonna have the gumption to start it. And it's gonna be nuts, but I think it's a kind of creative challenge for myself. So it's definitely not gonna be as exciting as some other people's because most of them will be filmed just me on my own. God bless my Pivo. Anyways, until next time, I hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are. Don't forget to give your horse or pony a hug or a kiss the next time you see them. Happy Vlogmas, and I will see you in 2 days for another exciting video that I don't know what it's gonna be yet. Bye. Well, shit.